Hello there viewers, what is up? I'm Liquid, and I'm becoming a PC gamer. If you haven't seen my, live streams in the past year, you might have seen that I played a little Call of Duty on the PC, and that was only MW3. I thought about picking up Black Ops 2, maybe some Battlefield, but I decided to get back into it with the Black Light Retribution. So it is a really cool game, and if you haven't played it, well, it's free right now, so you can always go to Steam and play it. So I just wanted to make like a road to the PC gamer because I feel like I'm not necessarily a great PC gamer. I feel like I'm okay, I'm better than some, but still worse than the majority of the PC gaming community. I usually will admit that I'm more of a console player, and I admit that console is a little easier because that's what I've been used to forever. However, you just have so much more selections of how to play a game, and you know, whenever you have your buttons that you can change and you can do things a little bit faster and more pinpoint and more precise, it makes it to where you actually want to play it more often. Now, my pinpoint precision right there where I try to shoot somebody in the face, I pretty much, you know, bounce around and recoil above his head and I get raped. However, there is quite a few, good clips in this game of how I actually kill people, and, you know, obviously I die a lot, but I feel like this was probably one of my better games, considering this is my second game on this game ever. And I pretty much was like, hey, that was actually pretty good. Let's just go stop right there. That's a good starting point to start this road to PC gamer. And hopefully, yet again, you will enjoy this kind of series because I'm going to do them probably more live. I just kind of wanted to do the introduction without me trying to actually play and focus, and you know, I didn't want to see how that would really work because I feel like it would probably suck. It's not quite like me going into a live comm in Call of Duty. I know where I'm going. I know all the maps already, and I can sit there and actually talk my ass off and not pay attention at all just because I'm so used to it. It's just a comfortability level. Comfortability. That didn't sound right. But anyways, so you also have these little points in the game where you can actually stop and, you know, reload. You can re-health. So it's not necessarily like, okay, I about died there, let's regen. You actually have to go buy your health back. So that makes this game a little bit harder than some of the other games that you can go and play. And that's what makes it, I guess, a little bit more interesting because you got to be a little sneaky, but you don't want to just camp. And I didn't really find the hot spots of this map in the beginning. I did start finding it towards the end. Maps just seem really big in PC games, and it's because you can run a lot faster because the FPS is a lot higher. And if you've ever played Call of Duty on PS3 and Xbox, you kind of will get what I mean. It seems like PS3, it runs a little bit faster, however the graphics are a little bit sketchier in some categories. And then PC gaming, you have it all around, it's just fast, intense, and the graphics look amazing. It doesn't hurt that I just got my new graphics card too, and everyone keeps asking what my PC specs are. Just so you know, kind of get those out of the way, I have an i7 quad core. I run 660 graphics card, so I just put a new video card in there. It's the NVIDIA 660 that is made by EVGA. Is really, you know, not that expensive of a card just because, well, I work at Best Buy and plus it just came out. I was going to go up to the high end, but, you know, I really didn't need it, so. And I know how I am with PC games. I enjoy them, but how often will I actually play them? That's going to be the real true test of my, you know, my expansive things. So my thoughts on YouTube yesterday that I posted, if you haven't seen that, you can kind of go watch that if you'd like to. But the whole concept behind that was more about the community itself. I'm just kind of getting sick of Call of Duty, and I think a lot of the other thing is just irritating me from a lot of the other things I was talking about as far as viewership and all that. And I think it comes a lot back to the fact that Call of Duty is just kind of not there where it was for a lot of us and a lot of my viewers, and me personally, I'm just kind of losing interest. So that's why I kind of want to bring in some PC games, and hopefully, you know, you'll understand that, and hopefully you'll actually like those and watch those. And that's why I kind of want to do this as an introduction in this sense, because, you know, it's really weird getting into different games, and I'm going to try to make it very well-rounded, because I know a lot of people don't like WoW. I know a lot of people may not like Guild Wars and games like that. However, they are fun to play, but so is the first-person, third-person shooters of PC as well. I mean, Battlefield is the same thing as it is on freaking console. However, it's on PC and it looks a lot better. And that's the thing that a lot of PC gamers like, is expansion that you can, like, you know, basically, okay, well, this looks pretty good, let's go get a better graphics card. You can upgrade so much more, you can change so much, you have so much more customization over what you actually do. Also, there is so many guys that will go out there and make mods, so if anybody ever watched me play DayZ, I will admit I sucked at DayZ, but that game was fun as hell because it was a mod of another game, so someone actually went out and made a game on top of a game. That makes it really interesting to be able to actually play things like that, and PC just has a better respect for mods. Whenever you get to console game, mods equals cheat, no matter what you look at it. No matter what aspect you look at it as, mods isn't always a cheating aspect. How can I glitch? In PC world, modders are actually glorified, and in console world, modders are shamed and frowned upon because they like to cheat. And it's really weird if you look at the two-sided community, but I think it's because you see a lot more PC gamers in the older crowd, and they just want to have fun. And then, you know, of course there's a competitive side to it as well. And then you get more in the Xbox, like 12-year-old, let's just, you know, scream at the top of our lungs at each other. And I do not mean that badly if you're in the 12-year-old or 14-year-old category, but it is true. I actually had one of my friends that worked at the store with me, and he's like, yeah, dude, every time somebody comes and asks me, should I get an Xbox or PlayStation? I tell them a PlayStation just because, you know, do you really want to, you know, have an older crowd or do you want to have a younger crowd? And a lot of that is because the older crowd went with the original PlayStation and then they grew up with PlayStation in general and they ended up with the PlayStation 3. I mean, you get a lot of different, you know, I guess categorizations of ages, but, you know, that happens either way. And then he actually was asked, should I get Black Ops or should I get Medal of Honor? And the best answer I've ever heard of, well, a game that's really good that just came out is Medal of Honor, and it does have really, you know, a different play style to it. It's kind of like Battlefield, and, you know, you get a little bit older of groups. Now, if you want to go and get screamed at and raged at by 12-year-olds, then yes, definitely pick up Black Ops 2, and you will enjoy that quite immensely because you're looking for that lovely rage action that you can get. And I thought, I mean, this guy is funny as crap, and just the way he put that to a customer, it definitely tells you about the community itself. Mostly Call of Duty is a little bit on the younger side. And, I mean, you still have guys like me in the 20s, and you also have some in the 30s, 40s. But the mass population of shit talkers, that's what it is. It's a community of shit talkers. I've never been in a gaming community that's been more shit talking than anything. I can play WoW, and those guys are just chill, relax. Same thing with StarCraft, they're chill, relax. GG, good game, man. That was awesome. Man, that was sick. You know, actually complimenting each other. You don't really see quad feed. Okay, dude, you're such a douchebag. Sir Grizz over here hard scoping down the alleyway. No one does that. You don't say, hey, man, Sir Grizz, awesome, man. I love that shot. That was awesome. Do you have a YouTube channel? No, you don't see that shit. It's all about, man, you suck at this game. And I'll admit, I do that too just because I get a little pissy at people. Or they just decide to talk shit to me and I have to talk shit back to them. That just, I guess, is a little bit of a console rage. Anything with rage comes with console. And PC, it just seems like it's much more relaxed. Now, I think I'm more relaxed on PC because I actually suck at it. Whenever you suck at something, I know everybody's like, oh, that's no fun if you suck. Well, if you suck at something, then you don't know how good you are, which means you don't really expect yourself to do well. Well, whenever you expect yourself to do amazingly well, where you should be dropping 3 and 4 Moabs a game, and you don't, of course, you're going to be J Nasty raging and like, oh my god, what the hell? Where was he sitting in the corner? Versus, you know, this game, oh, he came up behind me. Where the hell did he come from behind me? I don't want that to happen again. Okay, that was cool. Let's move on. Spawn in. And, you know, you're not, like, really raging and screaming. I seriously sat through this first 2 games without any thought of rage, any thought of screaming, and it was just relaxful and peaceful. But anyways, viewers, hopefully you'll enjoy my road to PC Gamer, and, you know, I'll get it started with the next game. I'm not sure if it will be this or Lost Side or Planet Side or whatever the hell it was called, but I got a few games I'm going to try out and play for you, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. But anyways, until next time, viewers, I am Liquid, and I'm out.